Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're bidding on a 2018 Abarth 595 at Copart, Whitburn. So just the usual, we're having a look round the pictures here and seeing what's involved. This particular car is stolen, recover, not recorded. So it says there's vandalism, so we're just having a good look at the pictures and seeing if we can see if there's any damage on the bodywork, which, just looking carefully, I'm not really seeing anything. Actually looks a nice, clean, fresh car. Just having a right good look at the pictures, zooming in. Looks like it's been quite well cared for. Not recorded. We had a bit of to and fro as to how to value this car. Being not recorded, as you know, we tend to buy categorised cars, Cat N, Cat S. Not recorded's quite an unusual thing for us. So, you know, how do you actually go about valuing this? When they say not recorded, it is recorded in a way, and as much as if someone were to HPI this, it would tell you that on the HPI report that it had been through a Copart auction. So already, you know, if someone was buying this car, they would sort of smell a rat and say, no, wait a minute here. So if I was selling this car, I wouldn't be selling it for retail. I'd be selling it slightly below retail, and I would be telling anyone that was interested in it exactly what happened. And there you can see someone's been at this car and they've pulled that shroud off and they've been mucking about with the key, probably trying to steal it. Maybe they did steal it, I don't know, but it's definitely had something happen in its life. And there's a bit of scuffing on the back bumper as well. There's a headrest missing, so you know, all these things add up. And I was also looking at the alloys. They're diamond cut alloys, so you know they might need refurb, which isn't cheap. So you know, just be mindful of that as we go into the bidding here. We can't pay sort of retail or like trade money for this as if it had never been damaged. You've got to bear that in mind. You know, this is a car from a salvage auction. So there you go, run and drive. Dashboard warning light illuminated. I couldn't see anything on the dash, so what's that all about? Number of keys 1. And by the way, even although you're buying it as not recorded, it could just be there's a delay and ultimately this becomes recorded. So bear that in mind as well. So just sticking the details into AutoTrader to get a valuation on the car. So this is the recommended retail price if you were to sell this on AutoTrader had that never been through a salvage auction. And there you go, 8680. So I would, if it was me, I'd be advertising that 8495. And just checking the amount of owners the car had. So it's had 4 owners, so that's, you know, it's not high, but it's not a one owner car either. So just checking the MOT history, and it all looks like it sort of ticks all the boxes. There's no sort of any sort of major advisories on it, and it's MOT to the 8th of February 2026. So yeah, 8495 retail. I think if I was selling this car, I'd be in about the 7495, and I maybe wouldn't mention it in my advert, but I would certainly be telling people that it had been through a salvage auction. So here we are. We've decided, I've decided that I'm going to go to 3.6 on this car, which would be roughly about 4.5 out the door. And I tell you now, we don't even get a bid in it. We don't even, we're not even in the park. New bidder. You know, I thought 3.6, 4 and a bit, 4.3 out the door, delivered, you know, maybe 4.5 maximum to my door. Selling it for 7.5, that leaves me 3 grand in it, which is, yeah, it's a lot of money, but it gives me a lot of room for error and if it needs body work or anything. So that's where I wanted to be on it. I wasn't even close, and there you go, you can see the bidding now. 4.5 grand. Hasn't met its reserve, by the way, so you know, Copart or whoever's selling it is valuing it completely different to me as well. I'm probably a mile off with this, and Maybe just there was something in the back of my mind saying, leave it alone. You know, sometimes the cars that you don't buy or the deals you don't do are the best deals. So here we are, 4.9, £5,000. To me, that's just sort of crazy money for a car from a salvage auction. 5.1. This can only be someone who's just buying this car for themselves. They've got an £8,500 to spend. They've seen this and they're thinking, if I can get this for less than £8,500, I'll have it and I'll put the saving in my back pocket. And there you go, £5,500 with fees. That car's nearly what, £6,400, £6,500 for easy counting. And if I were going to be selling that car for £7,500, it leaves £1,000 across it. They're definitely not for me. I think that's mental money for that. By the way, it's switched to pure sale, so whoever's the highest bidder here's buying the car. So £5,500. We're into bonus time. Are we going to get this car? We're not. But someone did. I'd be really curious your thoughts, but to me, £5,500, 6.5 out the door is just mental money for that car. So on with the next one. See if we can do a bit better with this one. It's a 2016 Fiat 500 Pop. Again, not recorded, so there's a bit of a theme here. We're looking at not recorded cars. And just again, having a look through the pictures. It's only done 50,000, this car. Front end and side damage. So you can see there's the side damage, near side rear quarter, bit of damage there onto the bumper. Looks like it would be repairable, but probably at the limits of my ability to repair, and probably a bit of damage on that near side door, and then definitely damage on the near side wing and probably the near side bumper as well. No airbags off, nice clean interior. Looks like a genuine wee car, bar the damage. Everything looks fine in there. It's sitting running. A wee triangle on the dash there, that just means the stop start's not working generally. But sitting running, a bit of fuel in it. And there's that damage on the near side front wing. Again, we just replaced that wing. The wings are about £50. And if there's damage on that door, it must be fairly minor because it's not obvious to be. Spare wheel there. All looks nice and clean. Parcel shelf present, aerial missing, and back onto that near side quarter damage. Yeah, it is a wee bit sort of awkward looking, but it's not anything that we've not repaired before. So how do you value this car? It's not recorded, so we need to pay a wee bit more here. So plugging the details into Auto Trader again. So just checking the mileage. So 50,369 mileage. Sticking in Auto Trader and see how Auto Trader values it, and then we'll take it from there. But the usual sort of 30% salvage rule isn't going to apply here because it's not recorded. So just waiting on Auto Trader's valuation, which is 4878. So typically I would be 4795 for this car retail had it not been damaged. Probably aim for something like 4695 for it because it's not recorded. And I'd probably tell the people if they came to view it, I'd probably tell them that I had repaired it and show them where the repair was, and by all means I could show them pictures and stuff of the damage. I'm never hide anything. I'd rather people knew what they were buying, and it saves them coming back further down the line, which is the worst thing ever. So yeah, 4695. I think we should go maybe 1450 on this car, hammer price, and then obviously the fees on top of that. So punch that 1450 into the calculator and let's see where we're at with this car out the door. So 1450 would be 1910 out the door, and then if I sell that for 4695 for easy counting, that's, you know, there's a good couple of grand profit in this car. And there's not a lot of parts to buy, it's all sort of labour and filler work, so, you know, there's a decent margin in this car, even at the sort of 1450 hammer price. So we'll get into the bidding and see how we go with this one. Hopefully it's better than the Abarth you just watched. So on with the bidding on this car. Car's sitting at £400. It's on approval, which means that basically the highest, you've not won the car if you're the highest bidder. They'll put the bid to the vendor and let them decide. So even if you're the highest bidder, don't expect to actually be getting this car. It needs to be approved. So here we are. Car's sitting at 575, which is a nice cheap start. Fingers crossed. 625. We're going to 1450. Quite happy with that figure. In at 700, we're the winning bidder at 700. Outbid straight away, 725. Back in again, 750. Cheap car if it comes at 750, but not outbid, 775. Back in again, 800. Still a very cheap car in my opinion. Sometimes when they're this cheap you think, what have I missed? In at 900. Again, still a cheap car. Slowing down as well, so you know, I'm starting to think we might get this car. Outbid at 925, straight back in at 950. Are we going to get this car? Outbid 975, back in at a grand. Cheap car at a grand. What is that? Roughly about 1400 and some out the door. Plenty of margin in this car at that price. Fingers crossed. Are we going to get this car? Let's see. Let's sit through the bonus time. Bonus time, yeah. Still £1,000. Still winning this car. Unrecorded. £1,000. 2016 facelifted car.
Sold on approval.
Sold on approval. And I can tell you now, we did get that car, and we got it for £1,000 plus obviously the Copart fees. And then here's another one for you. This is a car that I bought a long time ago. We're into years this car's been sitting. I think I bought it for my son for his first car or thereabouts, and we realised that it was a bit too expensive to insure with being a 1400 turbo. And then someone kindly smashed the rear glass in it and the weather got into it, and I just kind of lost interest, and it's kind of been sat in sort of doom and gloom corner there, doing nothing for several years. And just on a whim the other day there, I said, you know what, I'm going to dig that car out. It'd be probably quite good for the channel to do something other than Fiat 500s. I've had that car sitting a while. It's still a relatively valuable car. I think retail on it is still something like £5,800. Obviously this is a Cat S, so we'll not be asking anywhere near that, but you know, it is still worth repairing and turning into a car. Look at that mould and on the steering wheel and the moss growing on the carpet. This has lay a long time. That's a biohazard if ever I saw one. Disgusting. But I'm certain this is going to clean into a decent car. So just another wee sort of final look round, and there's that damage to the offside rear quarter, so I'll need a replacement quarter panel, and I think the axle's damaged. So first start of the car in however long, booster pack on the battery, and good old Audi technology. I'm a big fan of Audi's. First jaggery key, it starts up, sounds a bit tappety because of the no oil in the tappets, but a wee bit of warmth into it, and it's running fine, sounds great, and it just, that cabin looks like a real quality place to be. Really nice car. I think this will turn into be an absolute belter of a car once it's finished. So you know, keep your eye open for this one on the channel. I'll take you through the whole replacement quarter process. and then obviously the paintwork and getting it ready. So just drive the car over. Obviously the brakes are a bit seized and grindy. We'll put discs and pads all round on it, but just drive it over to the wash bay, and we'll give it a nice wash and get a proper look at what's involved, and I'll just remind myself of what's to be done to this car. Just getting that wee rev there, and now there's a bit of heat into it. Engine sounds great. So this is just whole car's now coated in a product called G101, which is a non-caustic sort of grime remover. Really, really good product. Just spray it on and leave it and let it do its magic, and then rinse it off, and it removes all that sort of green mildew and moss and traffic film, and sort of strips the car back to a nice clean finish. So just letting that G101, look at that roof, disgusting. Look at that bonnet, absolutely horrible. Even under the bonnet there's moss growing, the window rubbers there's moss growing. I'm so disappointed in myself to let this car get into this state. But you know, other jobs have came and gone, and life gets in the way, and I'm not the first to sort of buy a project and then leave it sitting for too long. So being a bit hard on myself, but I'll make amends. I'll make this into a really nice car. And by the way, it didn't help that someone smashed the window in it. Thanks for that. So that's it, snow foamed and then rinsed off, and looking spick and span, except for the damage obviously. Bit of a different video this week, just a few sort of snippets of auction bidding and a walk round on this A1, just letting you know what's coming in the channel. And it's actually my son does all the editing on these videos, and it's his birthday this weekend, so I thought I would go a bit easier on him, give him an easier edit, and then we'll get back on it properly next weekend. So happy birthday, Jack, 22. How did that happen? 22 years old, it's gone in a flash. So a nice easy weekend for him, and we'll get back on it. So again, like and subscribe. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch to the end here. Tell your friends about the channel. There's plenty more coming. Fiat 500s, Audi A1s, and all sorts coming on the channel, and hopefully we can build it into something bigger and better than it is now. Yep, that's a nice clean looking wee car, and then just Evelyn's just in there squaring it up. She's got her rubber gloves on because of all that green mould, so she's all PPE'd up there, and and then that engine just starting to sound sweet now. Obviously we'll service it, oil and filters, and get it all as good as new. Getting a wee rev there. Yep, nice car. Listen, thanks for watching. Happy birthday again, Jack, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much.